with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good evening, I'm Haley Potter. Thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of the Erie News NOWCAST. More than 65,000 people have been fully vaccinated across our region as of today. Meantime, Pennsylvania has fully vaccinated more than 1.6 million residents as of today. Crawford County continues to lead the percentages with roughly 20% of the population now fully vaccinated. Erie County leads the total numbers with more than 44,000 people fully vaccinated, and as of today, nearly 26,000 people have been partially vaccinated. You can always find the latest COVID-19 facts and figures on our website, erienewsnow.com. And we have new information tonight on the search for a missing man. The weather conditions were ideal today to resume the search on Lake Erie for the man who went missing last week. The organization conducting the search brought advanced technology and a unique mission to the effort. Their motto is to seek and to save. And that's the first time this faith-based team of search and rescue responders have been deployed for a search in Lake Erie. Their resources are providing some comfort to the family of Rabin Subidi, the 21-year-old Mill Creek man who disappeared last Friday. A cell phone ping led investigators to this area where they found his car, and security camera footage showed a man entering the water. Using their boats offering clear images, searchers spent the day focused in this area off of Lampe. When they spot anything of note, they mark it with a buoy and send it to their underwater drone. That has the ability to take an even closer look and an arm capable of pulling any findings to shore.
We believe that as disciples of Christ ourselves, that we're called to be his hands and feet here on the earth. And so we saw this as an opportunity to reach out to families that are hurting and have a need, and also to provide a service to the emergency agencies and local communities with equipment that they may not have. That's a gap that we fill.
The search team comes from Anabaptist communities in Pennsylvania, and they do what they're doing for free to help the hurting. And the SeaWolves baseball season is right around the corner, but the coronavirus pandemic is once again throwing a curveball. The minor league team needs to find a place for players to live by May 1st. The SeaWolves should be back on the field by May, so they're looking to find housing as soon as possible, particularly 2 to 3 bedroom apartments or single family homes. Now, you may be wondering why they can't just rent a house or an apartment. Well, the issue is their season only lasts about 4 months, and most leases require you to stay for at least a year, which why prior to the pandemic, families would just host players for the time being. But since that doesn't work in this pandemic, the assistant general manager of the team is asking for the public's help.
A lot of times you can't find leases shorter than 6 months or even shorter than a year, and so that's why we're really, asking the community to do what they can to provide us with some options to give to players on that 5-month lease.
The Brig Niagara and Maritime Museum are staples for Erie tourism in the summer, but last summer the museum doors were closed and the ships were docked. The Pennsylvania Historical Commission gave the Maritime Museum the green light to open this year, so we wanted to check in with museum officials to see when their doors will open and if we can expect to see these tall ships sailing. Opening day for the museum is set for April 30th. There will be limited hours, limited capacity, and only be open Friday through Sunday until the end of June, and then they may extend some of those hours. As shots are going into arms, Jim Hall, the site administrator at the Erie Museum, tells me he is feeling optimistic about the ships setting sail.
Both of our ships, both the Brig Niagara and the Letty G. Howard, are laid up right now for awaiting their Coast Guard certificate of inspections, and we are projecting that at least one of those ships will be back and available for day sails at some point this summer. Exactly when, still up in the air.
And tonight at 11, I will have more details on the reopening plan for the museum and the ships. And the Pennsylvania Public Utilities Commission is encouraging people to contact their utility service if they're struggling to pay bills. The commission says now is the time to call utilities to discuss assistance programs and payment plans. The Commonwealth's pause on utility shutoffs ends tomorrow. After that, utilities can resume normal shutoffs for non-paying customers. And Easter Sunday is just days away, but church preps have already begun for this holiday. We first checked in with Jewish Synagogue to see how their Passover services have been going. The rabbi says they have been doing everything virtually since last March, and they will continue to do that. Over in Northeast, Praise Cathedral Church of God offered a drive-up Easter service last year, and that's one of the options again this year. The synagogue is just happy they can still have a semblance of normalcy.
We we don't get to be together in person. We do get to gather in a spiritual way together with people from perhaps places that we would not get an opportunity to be with and celebrate in that same way if it was only in person.
And if you are curious about the different services these places of worship are planning, tune in at 11 as Elsbeth Meisner breaks it all down for us. And a new business opened today in Northeast on the site of a longtime business. The goal is keeping big rigs clean. The Route 20 Tank Wash is a business under the Barnhart Transportation. It's located on the Barnhart Complex along West Main Road in Northeast. The facility provides commercial tank cleaning to the liquid and dry bulk transportation industry. So any local trucks in need of a wash or ones coming off of nearby I-90. It also offers services to drivers like a lounge and shower facilities.
We've seen an enormous growth in our liquid tanker division, and we knew that the closest facilities to us are about 2.5 hours away. They're in like Niagara Falls, Pittsburgh, or Cleveland. And with the other, like the Welch's and the other food producers around here, we saw a need for it, not to mention for our own drivers and that.
The Route 20 Tank Wash is equipped to service up to 20 trailers a day and will employ up to 4 employees. Thanks for joining us for the Erie News Nowcast. Join us for our next news at 10 p.m. on the CW and 11 p.m. on WICU and WSEE. Have a great night.